Hey guys! Today I'm going to show you my early summer garden bed and how it's doing. I have a lot of things flowering. Well, they're not like showing the flowers right now, but my eggplant has flowered and my tomatoes, my bell peppers, and all the little things are flowering. And so things have gotten huge too compared to how they were. I was just editing some videos from spring and they're just like this big, and now they're just like huge. So anyways, we've also had some failures for sure, and so anyways, let's go to the garden. So my basils are all growing really big, but this one and my other one in a pot have been flowering, but my one in my garden bed hasn't. It's really interesting, but they're all about the same size. And these Supertunias aren't growing nearly as much as my other ones. I'll show you my other ones just a second. But my raspberries, they weren't growing very much, and I was kind of messing with them, and it was like buried by the dirt. So somehow they got buried this winter, probably from the chickens getting into them, because they got into everything this spring and winter. But anyways, there's my other basil plant, and that's doing really good. And some sage. And here's our little goji berry plant. It's doing okay. I'd like to get in the ground soon, but it's just so hot right now. I don't really know if I want to do. I need to plant it though. Something needs to be done. My azalea has gotten really big. It's definitely growing really well. I'm thinking I would like to put it in a little bit more of a sunnier spot, but I'm not sure yet. Oh, we have an umka that's usually inside the house, but it's outside right now. And this is my white osteospermum, or African daisy, and it's gotten gigantic. I planted in some little petunias and stuff in here, but everything that's in here is kind of like bleh. And this isn't flowering yet. I had a little bit of flowers, but it doesn't really flower in the middle of summer, so I'm not really sure about this thing. It's just huge. The only herb that I have that's not doing very good is my rosemary. It's just not growing very much, and I like to use it, so it's kind of a bummer. The thyme is doing amazing. It's growing so well, and everywhere that I have it planted. Okay, here's my other Supertunia. This is silverberry, I think. Yeah. And wow, it's just going crazy. I'm guessing it just likes this pot better than the other pot, because they've basically been getting about the same amount of sun, and the other one seemed to not like the amount of sun. So maybe it had just a tad more sun where it was. I don't know, but I have tons of alyssum back here that's just gotten huge. The alyssum's doing really good in this spot too, so I don't know. I got a few more additions of like sage and salvia or something, and a lupine. And I also got a foxglove too. Oh, come here, let me see. Oh my goodness.
Let's close it.
Yeah. Alright, one of our hens went broody, so we put some eggs under her, and she had 3 little chicks. Huh, you're just so cute. Yeah, she knows it, huh? This is my other osteospermum. I think the color was maybe like pink magic or something, but it's really nice and small, and these are actually like outgrowing it. But so I'm really happy with, I put more petunias in here, and I'm just really happy with the color that I'm getting. And like with the other one, I wanted to have the color coming out, and I wanted the other one to stay small like this, but oh well, maybe I can trim it up or something and I'll be happy. But they're growing, so. And the alyssum in this one is growing really well. It's just not flowering yet. All my alyssum took a little break, but this one's taking a little longer of a break, I guess. All of our tomatoes need some support right now. This one's just on a bamboo stick, so it's not completely flopped over. But this is a Jubilee, and it was just teeny tiny. We got it in the like a 4-pack size, and now like a month and a half later ish, maybe not even that, it's huge. And our artichoke is doing really well, still being watered through the reverse osmosis. We switched them back and forth because we have drip system in our main garden beds now. This one, like, this is my successes and failures one, because like a lot of the stuff is doing pretty good, like the sweet potatoes and the eggplants. There's actually a flower on there right now. I think the flowers are really pretty on the eggplants. I like them a lot. And we have some carrots in there that Thomas planted, I guess. And the tomatoes are doing okay. They're not growing as vigorously in this as they are, like the pot, they're doing the best, but this isn't doing as good as in my other garden bed either, I don't think. But then we have a couple pepper plants that aren't doing super great, and but the basil is doing pretty good. Looks like it's just beginning to want to a flower, and that's like the first time. The other ones I keep trimming them. I use them a lot more because they're easier for me to use, but anyways. And so everything else over here died. All the celery, and well, actually I have one celery plant left maybe that I'm trying to keep alive in the mulch, but we'll see. But no okra. Lost one of our peppers. We have 4. There's one underneath the tomato plant because the tomato plant needs to be supported. But any hoodles. So over here in our perennial garden, we have a lot of new additions. This is our foxglove. I'm not sure if I'm going to plant it here, but the bees sure like it. They go and wiggle their little butts in those, and they're just so cute. And I think it's beautiful. So we still have most of the snapdragons survived over here. Some of them are doing a lot better than others. Like I think this one is doing the best, but I need to deadhead it in a couple places, but it's so pretty. So we have a white currant that produces white berries that aren't really edible. I mean, they're edible, but they supposedly don't taste very good, but anyways. And planted all the strawberries, the feverfew and the currants are there still. And we planted a little yellow tomato. It's like cherry tomato. It's a yellow variety, and it's doing really well growing here in the mulch. We planted this maybe about a month later than everything else, and it's growing so much better in the mulch than all the other tomatoes are, but it could be just because it's a cherry tomato too. So this is a wild mint native to North America, more in, so it grows around in Colorado, and so we got this here. One of my husband's friends gave to him, and a native a native clematis, and it's just growing a little bit over there. Looks like some earwigs are trying to get to some of these things, but we should probably put some DE around. Here we have a gooseberry. It's struggled a little bit since we planted it, but it looks like it's recovering and doing really well. It has thorns on it. It looks a lot like the currants, and the berries look like currants, but they're just a little bit different. They're a gooseberry, and you pretty much treat them like a currant and stuff. So we'll see how this turns out. So we set up a drip to our front garden bed, which makes this really easy because like I can come out here once a week and fertilize, and that's it. And I still kind of check on it when I'm coming home and stuff, but the lysum's doing great. All these marigolds are doing amazing. The lamb's quarter. And then, oh my goodness, we have a pepper. I usually work on this at night because it's too hot in the morning. There's another pepper. Holy cow, that's insane. I had no idea that I had peppers on this already. Because I always work on it at night, so I don't see them. Oh, that's so awesome. Can't believe I have peppers. I've never grown peppers before, so this is a new one for me. And the thyme is doing really good out here. Same on the other side, and more alyssum. And then there's more little peppers. Can't remember if these are the paprika. I think that these are the paprika because those don't look like bells. Maybe, I don't know. And those are maybe the bell peppers. I don't know. And we have cucumbers. Look at these cucumbers. They've been flowering for the past week or so. And they're doing really well. And then our watermelon on the other side of this lamb's quarter is going pretty happy. Once it started growing, it was just growing vigorously. And now that it's been a little hotter, it's been a little slower, but it's still doing really good. And we have a bunch of little carrots underneath all that. And which I planted these this way because I wanted them to kind of cover those. I was wanting to do a trellis on them, but I'm kind of thinking it might be fun once I get all this mulch finally moved. So move all the mulch around and let these just grow into the mulch and see what happens. Let them grow onto it. I don't know. We'll see. And my tomatoes are doing okay out here. Their leaves keep being curled. They'll curl and then they'll uncurl, and I'm never really quite exactly sure why. My husband thinks that was nutrients, so I put some extra fertilizer around them, so we'll see how that is. PB! And the marigolds back here aren't doing quite as good. They're definitely not growing as vigorously. And neither is the alyssum. I don't know why. There's not really much difference that I can tell. One of them died, actually. This one is not very happy. But anyways, I need to deadhead a bunch of them, but they're still growing. They're still doing flowers, so they're still doing their job. And this watermelon, I swear, it's getting everywhere. I need to do something about it because it's just, there's several watermelons right there actually. So it's just growing into this poor tomato. Obviously I need to maintain my garden in the front a little better, but it's doing the best out of everything just by having it watered in the morning by the drip, and then also about 1 it gets watered again. So anyways, for I think about 5 to 10 minutes. It's been really hot, so my husband turned it up because it was 5 minutes. So I just wanted to show you this really quick. I was cleaning out the fish tank, and this is the water that I got out from the filters. This is why we have a fish tank. The kind of filters that we have, they're like they're a sponge filter, and so we go through and we squeeze them out. And I've been neglecting it because I've been doing yard work, and so I haven't done it for probably about 3 months. But this is what I got out of them. What I do is try to once a month go and clean out my fish tank, and I empty it about half. I don't like to empty it all the way just because it's not good to get rid of all the beneficial bacteria and everything. You're disturbing the ecosystem. So what I do is I have a thing that sucks up all the stuff at the bottom, and so I'm cleaning out a lot of, well, you don't want to clean out all the bottom, but some of it. So I'm cleaning out debris lower, and then I'm also cleaning out some of the water. So I water my plants with that, but then I also go and I clean the filters, and this looks so disgusting, but this is so good for the plants. It just, I mean, it's like fish emulsions without having to do any work. So we have that, and then we also have the aquaponics, which we propagate plants in it. So anyways, oh, and sometimes we grow lettuce in there in the winter too. So there you go. So then when I come outside, I just put it on whatever. I also do this for my houseplants during the winter and in the summer too, depending on how much I have. So certain ones, yeah. Are you gonna be just so cute as always? Are you the cutest little puppy? Well, that's my little garden tour for today. I'm so happy with the way things are going. This is my first year doing like garden beds kind of garden instead of just in the mulch, and you know, I'm just kind of trying to try this out because we just had crabgrass so bad. So anyways, I hope you guys have a really great week. Bye.